in 1994, the ANC's role, and I understand that people sometimes lambast Mandela, but I can't, I'm not one of those people who can criticize him that much. Zimbabwe is not stable. Nigeria is not stable. The Sahel region, the West Africa, none of those countries besides Ghana has any level of stability. You go to East Africa, it's the same thing. To correct what happened, but we can't rush it in the pursuit of being the Traores of South Africa. Look, I think, as I said earlier on, I think what happened in 1994 was necessary for the time being. It was a necessary compromise. We had to kiss the frogs that we had to kiss in order to stabilize the country. It was a necessary step that we had to do it. We had seen other countries in Africa that did not follow the same path we followed, and we have seen how they have descended just into chaos. There's not a single, Zimbabwe is not stable, Nigeria is not stable. The Sahel region, the West Africa, none of those countries besides Ghana has any level of stability. You go to East Africa, it's the same thing. So it was necessary at the time. However, we are now at a point where we can correct we can unkiss those frogs or turn them into princes and princesses in order for us to prosper. So currently, that's what we are doing. We are enacting laws. We are having a discourse and conversations that are going to correct what happened. But we can't rush it in the pursuit of being the Traores of South Africa. We're not there. We can't rush it. We have to do it slowly because we can't burn South Africa simply because we want to be revolutionaries or we want to be viewed as people who are, I don't know, Pan-Africanist. We can't do that. We can't mess up the gains that we've already made to appease people. It's not going to happen. Foreigners are definitely to blame for this nonsense that we are in. Foreigners have come into South Africa, some of them illegal, majority of them, in fact, illegal. Majority of Nigerians in South Africa are illegal, even according to their government. They've come in, they are squandering our resources, they are pushing us down. We are unable to stabilize in South Africa. It's almost like we are, every time we build a room, somebody's going to come and demolish it, and then we have to build again. And we have to tolerate that nonsense. It can't happen. The rhetoric of Julius Malema, I don't understand why fighters always have an argument that the EFF is not in power. The rhetoric of Malema is emboldening illegal immigrants. The rhetoric of Malema is the spine of their conversations and of their arguments. The man literally gives them the power to go ahead and come into South Africa illegally. He says to them, when our government says come in legally, he says find creative ways. You can't then say to me, I must ignore that person. Malema is influential. He's very influential in South Africa and to fighters as well. I mean, the party allegedly has got 1 million people. You can't say that somebody like that is not influential. So the issue that I have with Malema is, number one, his rhetoric, even though he's outside of business, of government, sorry, we can't act like he's not influential. And some of us have not surrendered our thinking. We've not surrendered our reasoning. We've not surrendered our autonomy to challenge Malema like fighters have. Fighters just follow what Malema says. Julius Malema said the other day that foreigners must go back home and fight for their countries. Now fighters are struggling because they have to reconcile what they've been taught all these years and reconcile it with what he's saying now. So yeah, that's me, Jose. Thank you so much.
Do you blame the government or do you blame foreigners? Because you see a Zimbabwean there, you blame that person. And that person was allowed by the government, or that person, the border is open, bro. Even the goats, even the ships, if the gate is open, they will just walk through, man. So what is your take? You have your 4 minutes.
Myself, I blame government. Why do I blame government? Governments, their primary duty is to protect their citizens from external to internal. What is an external security? The external security, we're talking about the borders, where SNDF have to be deployed together with Home Affairs officials and other stakeholders that they work within the borders. So the governments are not giving enough resource to the borders in order SNDF and other stakeholders that are supposed to be deployed there to work efficiently. If you can talk about the Bed Bridge one, the Bed Bridge one is a mess. No offense, they're doing as they please. I still remember when Gaten Mackenzie got there to prevent the illegal foreigners to come by the fence via Limpopo rivers. There were lots, and they even found the criminal activities that they were happening there. The smuggling of cars that they were used to go by that broken fence through the river to Zim. If you lose your Hiluxes, your Fortuner, your Ford Ranger, it's all gone. You won't find it again once if you jump the border because they're going to register by their own number plate there. They can remove the tracker. They can do whatsoever they want. Order your car to be traceable. So that's the primary duty of the government itself. They failed dismally on that one, on protecting its own citizens. Also, our education system. Our education system are not teaching us to be more innovative. We still have that education that teaches us to be employed, not to be the employer. I think we have to relook on education that we have. The land issue, we cannot talk about much because we know that the basic needs that we need, even our minerals. So there are most of the things that it have to be reviewed that were not reviewed by the time of when we finished to vote by that time of 1994. But 2004, it was a great year for ANC in order to change the policy. That they didn't change. It was all about implementing things that South Africa need most. The lands, mineral, privatization of Reserve Bank and other commercial banks in South Africa, because the way they're operating now is very questionable. There are lots that going on. Agriculture, it have to come back on school in order for us to gain knowledge in agriculture. If you can check at the land bank, who are the directors who make things to happen in order to get the agricultural loans, they're a minority. The blacks are excluded on agricultural loans. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. Welcome to the live. Thank you, brother man. Family, do we have students in the house? If we have a South African student whose parents are not working, we won't know. But if you are there, you need help. You need us to raise a lunch money for you, at least 300. Just comment there. If you are a student, you are a patriot. Today, patriots is for you today. For you today. At least in spoiling. Family, if there's a student on the comment section and you are at school, it's month end, you don't know what to eat, just comment there. Just comment on the comment section. If you are a student, you are at school, you don't have food, let me know. Just comment there. If you are a student, you don't have food to eat, just comment. If you are a student in the comment section, you are a South African and you don't have food to eat this week, just comment. Rasta is here and we have 158 people. They are going to give you money. I want one student. They are saying, how do we verify? We can't verify, but if we have given to that person, whether they go and buy food or buy drinks or whatever, but it will be on their conscience. It will be on their conscience. 300 for 160 people is not a lot. Even if we can say 10 rands, 10 rands, 10 rands, it's not a lot. Not as it's not coming to the host. It's coming from all of us. Jay, welcome to the live. If you are there, you need help, or you are having your kids, request and or comment there. I'm here. Somebody saying I'm a student. I haven't eaten for 2 weeks. You see now, Payment, let's be serious. Let me leave it. Whenever you are serious, we'll have a conversation. Let's go to purely South African. Purely South African. How are you? Good morning. Are you good? How is everything?
I'm good, host. How are you?
I'm also good, my sister. Welcome to the live, and thank you for the support until today, because you've been supporting the platform. You have been with me for the longest of time, and on all that, I want to say thank you. Thank you for standing with me and the platform, and we grew, and
Yeah,
your contribution wasn't to waste. And thank you very much. I appreciate you, Aker.
I know that, host. I
Let me
know.
give you 100 coins. I don't have money, but just take the heart. I'm saying thank you. I
You don't have
appreciate
to, host. Thank you.
That's me. I appreciate you. So go
You
for
don't
it.
have to.
You can make your submission. Did we make a mistake as black people in 1994? Were we supposed to do more? Were we not supposed to negotiate or not negotiate the way we did? What could we have done better? You have your 5 minutes.
We made a huge mistake. The mistake that we made was to allow one person to represent black people when we are millions and millions. I always like to say this. Ramaphosa took Mandela at Robben Island, delivered him to the enemy. After delivering him to the enemy, we stayed there with them alone. They had knowledge of economics, politics, and all these other sectors. The only knowledge and the only qualification that he had was politics. It was what they chose to teach him, which was the Bantu education, which was a wing to oppress him. That's all he had. That's all he knew. He didn't know about economics. And today, as South Africans, we are sitting here crying about land, which is part of economy. And we're saying that we want freedom, we want freedom, we want to own. Because in reality, without ownership, we are not winning the battle. We are not winning anything. The problem is a lot of people think that the enemy stopped the war. The enemy stopped using violence to enslave you. And it looks like freedom to you. But if you sit down with the laws of this country, you will realize that a colonization is still too much in effect. If you go look at the Oval Meeting, who's this guy? The Minister of International Relations was called a boy, a good boy, just because he is against a certain South African who is after what? Land. Then this one is he's a good boy because he's not after land. Immediately I saw that, it changed my mind. I realized that there's still a lot that needs to be changed. We still have a long way to go as South Africans. We still have a lot that we need to fight for. And we need to fight for land. We can fight to have a society that is stable, a society that upholds our social norms and values as South Africans. But the truth is, the economic resources that we are fighting for, or that we want to take away from those that we think are taking economic resources from us, they cannot sustain them, because the laws of this country do not allow you, or the system, the way it has been set, it doesn't allow you to hold on to that for a long time. Why do I say this? let's say now I'm the first black child to get out of poverty in my country. They call us the middle class because we have a pay slip and a parcel number and a salary. They say that we are rich. We are the change that came with democracy. But when in reality, we are just one paycheck from poverty. We are just one paycheck away from poverty. Because if you look, you are going to survive on debts. They will give you debt. They will take a chunk. 40% of your salary goes to tax. You are left with a little. You have black tax that you have to go through. You have a lot that you still have to look at. Then they tell you you are free. You are a free South African. You can go get land. But right now they can't build Lenseria, the smart city that they were talking about, giving people hope. It's because the reason why they're saying they want to expropriate land, it's because the land from Johannesburg to Lenseria, it's owned by farmers, and it needs billions and billions of rent to be bought, which they do not have because they are literally surviving. Oh,
Can
sorry.
you please summarize? But you sound EFF. What's going on?
I'm EFF. I'm EFF.
But you are
I'm
not
going to vote for
EFF.
Malema. It's not even a secret. I know it
My
will
sister.
brush other people badly, but yeah,
My
I'm
sister,
EFF. I've
you are
always
not
been a
EFF.
chief.
You
I'm not
were not EFF at first. What happened?
It's going to brush off people in a bad way, and it's not gonna help
Leave bad
anything.
people.
But
Leave bad people. I'm just asking.
you know I'm not like that. You
No.
know I'm not like that.
I understand, but I want to understand what changed, what happened, because you were not an EFF kind of person. You were fighting foreigners every single day when I met you. What happened?
A lot changed.
Let's hear Patrick. Patrick, are you there? Oh, busy lap, you're piping. Are you there? How are you?
No, I'm good, bro.
Are you
I'm good, I'm good.
Buled.
No, I'm awake, I was just busy with something,
No,
so I couldn't speak at the time.
no problem. What is your take? What is your take, bruh? Did black people make a mistake in 1994? Was this
Yeah.
freedom paid in full or was it free? Or do we have to go back to what we had to do or our parents didn't finish? What is your take? You have your 5 minutes. I will yield my mic.
Thank you so much, Jose. I'm going to apportion my time to attack two things. I think SID has kind of covered me with time submission, but I also wanted to stress a couple of things in that regard. We know that South Africans commit crimes in South Africa. We all know that. But because there isn't another country that is responsible for rehabilitating or correcting South Africans in South Africa, we have to correct them at home. If there was a country, Tammy, that would take South African criminals, then we would be more than happy to send them to that country. And then the Zimbabweans can come then and fill up their spaces. But we are not responsible for Zimbabwean criminals. Their government is responsible for them. Nor are we responsible for Nigerian criminals. Their government is responsible for them. So this whole thing of saying, but you also have criminals who are South African is neither here nor there. I'm sure if you have children, your children can be naughty sometimes. But it doesn't mean that every other child in the street can come and be naughty and break plates at your house because your children are already breaking plates in your house. And also you look at the ratio of police to citizen. It's one police officer to about 420 or 440 citizens. And now you are saying that our police officers must even stretch their resources even more because we've got other criminals from other countries who are coming here. It makes no sense. The responsibility of SAPS is to police South Africans first and foremost, not anyone else. We're not responsible for tolerating nonsense from other criminals simply because we already have criminals in South Africa. It doesn't make sense at all. We can't stretch our resources to accommodate Zimbabwean criminals or Nigerian criminals or whoever. It doesn't work like that. We arrest European criminals in South Africa. They don't come here and talk nonsense about pan-Europeanism where your former colonizer tolerate our nonsense. They don't do that. But because Africans feel entitled, because we are all black, they feel entitled, they want to come and tell us Pan-Africanism this, we are all African, stop hating. I hate criminals. What do you expect me to do? Love them. Now, let me move to the topic at hand. Hosea, I think as well, at the time in 1994, the ANC's role, and I understand that people sometimes lambast Mandela, but I can't, I'm not one of those people who can criticize him that much. Sorry if I insulted anyone. I didn't mean to. Well, not sorry. I don't think I insulted anyone.
No, it's not you. Don't stress. I already
Okay.
muted the person who was insulting. Go for it.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay, no problem. I think a lot of people criticize Nelson Mandela, and he's not without criticism. It's not like he's the most perfect leader. But at the time, his role was to make sure that the country does not descend into a civil impi. That was the role. And in 1994, we had to kiss a lot of frogs in order to make sure that the country is stable. Our constitution was a constitution that also reflects what I've just said. It's a constitution that says we need to unite together and create this rainbow nation thingy for the time being, at the time anyway, in 1994, simply because the environment was basically the environment was conducive for a civil impi, and we wanted to avoid that. But now we have proven ourselves as South Africans that we're not barbaric, and now it is our turn now to address the issues that were not addressed in 1994. There isn't a single country in Africa, Hosea, that has the blueprint and has this thing figured out like South Africans. There isn't a single country. You look at Zimbabwe, they tried to take land through the barrel of a pew-pew. What happened to Zimbabweans? They descended into chaos, and that country is ungovernable. You look at Nigeria, Nigeria has had their land, their country for 64 years. Look at them. They're stagnant. They're going nowhere. And everybody is expecting South Africans to be this pan-Africanist, and in the pursuit of being a revolutionary, we must compromise our country and compromise our wealth. It doesn't work like that. There isn't a single country that has done this thing better than us. We have done it amazingly. It's a slow process. It's a process that is it's painstaking almost, but it's a process that we are doing, and we're doing it correctly. South Africans currently, 39% of all mines in South Africa are 100% black owned and black run. Which other country in Africa has got that success without collapsing the economy? Look at Zimbabwe. They own their mines, but what can they do with their minerals? You look at land in South Africa. We are in the process now of expropriating land, and we are doing it ngonyawulo nwabo. We are doing it in a peaceful and legislative way so that we don't find ourselves wanting. But people want us to be these revolutionaries and pro-Africans, and we must ban our country in the midst of that. Ban the country for what? It's the same with these people, EFFers, who are willing to ban a man who is hiring a lot of South Africans, Rupert. They are willing to ban capitalism that gives a lot of food to South Africans just to be revolutionaries. Angeke, guys.
No problem, no problem. Thank you for that submission. Thank you for that submission. Welcome everyone to the live. I appreciate you. Family, the topic here when I was sitting yesterday when I was listening to the speakers, they were saying something like, somebody was saying, I wish DA can win. Reason being so that there can be a sea war in South Africa. So he was saying if DA wins, black South Africans are going to wake up and things are going to go bad and these Mzungus are going to go out. I don't know. Some are saying no, Nigerians are a problem, we want them to go out. Some are saying no, Somalians are a problem, we want them to go out because they are selling expired food. Some are saying the Nigerians and Somalians, they are saying no, tell your government that. Do not tell us. Because if your governments are still opening and the borders are open, we are still coming. EFF members, they are saying, no, but borders are opened. There's a gate, but there's no fence. People can just walk in and out of South Africa. So I don't know, James, what's going on. Naomi, I know you're a Nigerian. Welcome to the live. So everyone, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. No insult on the platform, please. Yeah, no problem, my sister. I'll give you. I know you're a Nigerian. So everyone, welcome to the live. In this platform, gents and ladies, let us not insult one another because we have different people. We have the Mzungus, we have the Ukrainians, we have the Russians, we have the Chinese. They are coming from it. We are building this platform so that we can have all the nationalities here. So let them not find us insulting, gents. Please, when they come, they must find us ready for them. When I invite the Canadians and the Indians and the Burkina Faso people, I'm hosting people from Burkina Faso. People from Burkina Faso, from Mali, from Niger. First hand, sometimes we speak French on the platform. French on the platform. Family, if you are not giving Rasta a Manigano a lightning, that's you. I will not say anything, but Nisalele move. Look, we are 184 here. If I keep speaking, we'll get to 200. Look at that. Now we are on 187. Look at that. Look at that. So when I talk, don't stress because I'm bringing numbers. I'm money myself. Look, 190, 193. Look, we are going to 200. Look at the numbers. When I'm speaking, the numbers are growing. So don't stress. When I speak, I bring numbers. I am gold. I'm Shepherd Bushiri. I'm Shepherd Bushiri. Everyone, wait. When we get to 200, I'll give you the mic. On stage, I'll give you the mic when we get to 200. Shepherd Bushiri is speaking here. Welcome to the live. Welcome, everyone. We are waiting for the Russians. Family, I'm talking to you while I'm cooking here. If you are hungry, you are welcome. Let's hear on stage. On stage, what is your take? Do you think we fought enough for apartheid? Do you think our fathers fought? Do you think we need to fight again? Do you think the Mzungus are an issue? Oh, no, 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 it's not the Mzungus. Oh, it's Afrikaners? Oh, no, 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 it's not Afrikaners. Is it Nigerians? Is it Somalians? What do you think? Did we make a mistake in 1994? Could we have negotiated better? Go for it. You have your 5 minutes.
Okay, hi guys, good morning everyone. The burden of speaking after Uazania, it's too much, but I will try my best. You know, there is a Utami. What Tami actually was saying, it was because I requested when Tami was on the panel. I mean, like, people fail to understand that you can't tell us that you can't focus on immigration and not focus on the government. Immigration is a global issue at this point. Each and every, even first world countries are having an immigration issue. So when South Africans are speaking about immigrations, it's as if like we are crazy. I really don't understand people like Utami. It really baffles me. But back to the topic, I don't think that we did a mistake by in 1994. I think we are so much used to raw power that we don't understand what soft power is. And I think people like to talk about China, that China is growing, but China's approach is not raw power. The Chinese are using soft power. And soft power, it's more like you give your enemies a long rope to hang themselves. And you don't fight them, you just create systems bit by bit that you kick out your enemies without them even knowing that's your approach. And I think like that's what South Africa has been implementing over the past years. The soft power approach, bit by bit, you are destabilizing the colonial systems, you know. So I think one of the prime reason why even Ibrahim Traore is gaining much traction is because of we so much love war that we don't even understand the approach of soft power. And I think that's the more safer approach that we can use to stabilize our countries as Africa. We can't be always taking a GUN and fight. We build systems in order to actually make sure we position ourselves good enough to build a country. I can't be talking about the issues of immigration without like, why am I losing my train of thought? We can't be talking about the issues of immigration and not actually without understanding that immigration affects the fiscus of a country. I mean, look at the likes of the USA to start with. The USA is a first world country, but they were able to see that we are having an immigration problem. They are a burden to our fiscus. So therefore, we need to actually take immigrants out, and so that we can build enough capacity. The UK has an immigration problem. Then, you know, it's a continuous cycle, man, that immigration is a problem. Countries that are failing to stabilize, they create a fiscus burden to their country where they migrate to. You see, I think we need to understand that we need to deal with issues that are currently burning, and one of them is immigration. So we need to build enough capacity for the citizens first, and then move towards dealing with accommodating people from other countries. So I do believe that we need more and more clarity as to how economies work before we even actually criticize certain things. I'm losing my train of thoughts because of I'm actually busy with something here. So I will just park here for now. If there's time, I'll come back.